If like me, you're still hunting for a good Cyndaquil, the Fire Week Bundle S might be the one to go for. Welcome back to another Pokemon Sleep video, it's Bro Vinny here. Today we are focusing on the Fire type week bundles, but we will also touch on the event mission rewards that are upcoming for the Fire type event week. As usual, we're going to look at the value of these bundles, but don't forget that everyone's situation is a little different, so what is more valuable to you might not be as valuable to someone else. But I try to standardize all the bundles just so that you guys have some sort of reference to go by, and then you just gotta decide which one is best for you. Now I must say that overall the bundles this time around is a little worse in terms of the discounts that we get compared to the Flower Festival event. We still get some discounts for buying the bundles, but relative to previous bundles, these are not the best. However, let's take a look at what's actually in these bundles. Now, while we do have a nice little infographic to show you what's in each bundle, so the Bundle S has the Cyndaquil and Poké Biscuits, Bundle M has Firestone, Eevee, Incense, and Poké Biscuits, and Bundle L has Dream Clusters, Great Biscuits, Fire-type Candy, and also 3 different Pokemon Incenses. These images do not specify how much of each. We still have to go back to the official source to look at how many of each item that we get. And actually the main reason is at the time of the data mine, that information was not available, but the images were. And as usual, what I've done is I've taken these items and how many of each that we get, and I've put it into a spreadsheet. Amongst the 3 bundles, the one that has the best discount in terms of pure value is the Bundle M this time. And that's largely because you can get the Firestone and an Eevee Incense pretty much for free if you buy 10 Poké Biscuits at their normal price. In total, it works out to be about 39% discount. In a way, because it saves you 1400 sleep points, you can see why currently this is the best in value. The only issue is, well, is a Firestone actually useful to you? There are 3 Pokemon that can use a Firestone right now. There's 1 Firestone that you can get as a free-to-play through achievements. Out of the 3 Pokemon, there's really only 2 that is worth your Firestone in my opinion. One is Flareon. Eevee evolving to Flareon. Yes, Flareon has the lowest skill trigger rate out of all the cooking power-up Pokemon. Having said that, it doesn't hurt to have more than 1 cooking power-up Pokemon, given that you could run multiple of them, as we talked about before in another video about cooking power-up, so that you can stack a huge amount of pot expansion for a new week, for an event week. So I think Flareon is a worthwhile investment if you have the resources. The second Pokemon that needs a Firestone that is also worth your investment is Vulpix. Vulpix is a berry specialist. It's not as good as Typhlosion, but it's easier to invest, it evolves earlier, and it still beats Quilava. So if you get a good Vulpix, you could evolve it to Ninetales while you hunt a better Cyndaquil. Plus, is an extra fire species. It could become handy if Entei's skill requires multiple different fire species Pokemon. We don't know what Entei's skill is yet, but that's the speculation. And the third Pokemon for the Firestone would be Growlithe, and I don't really recommend Growlithe these days because, well, Gallade's around now, does the same skill but better, significantly better, and then there's helper boosts like Raikor's skill, which is even better, but it's a lot harder to invest Raikor than it is to invest Gallade or other extra helpful S Pokemon. But overall, Arcanine's just been very power creeped. So if you do plan on evolving both a Vulpix and an Eevee into a Flareon and you need 2 Firestones, Bundle M is a decent value. Now, while Bundle S has the lowest value in terms of discount out of all the 3 bundles, you gotta understand that these are numerical. I actually think Bundle S is probably the best value this time around, despite having a numerically lower discount than other bundles, and that's because I actually think Cyndaquil Incense should be worth more. Now, for the people who have already got a really good Typhlosion, then this Cyndaquil Incense may only be worth the candies. So Cyndaquil Incense is not the same value for everyone. Cyndaquil is meta, it is worth getting a good one, but if you already have a good one, then this is the discount that you're looking at. So it's not a good value if you already have a good one. If you haven't already got a good one, then Cyndaquil Incense can be very important. especially in preparation for the Entei event. I personally will buy all 3 of the S bundles just so that I can get more Cyndaquils. And if you've been following my daily sleep research videos, you'll know that Cyndaquil has been very elusive. It's been very hard to find, and let alone a good one. As for Bundle L this time, I think this is the worst value hands down for 2 reasons. One is that, well, actually numerically speaking, it has a pretty low discount, even compared to Flower Event Week, which had a 45% discount. Bundle L only has a 29% discount this time. On top of that, the incenses that you get aren't quite as good as the Cyndaquil incense you get from Bundle S. So for a similar amount of discount, I wouldn't prefer the Bundle L. But I think the reason why Bundle L is not as good value is because, well, there are probably people who will still buy it because it's got 2 novelty items, 2 new items in fact. One is Vulpix Incense. That's brand new and it comes the same week as the bundle release, so if you want a Vulpix early, I can see people buying the Bundle L anyway. So they probably didn't need to give you much discount in order to sell the Bundle L. And same thing as Fire type candy, again a novelty item, something new. Perhaps selling new items generally is a bit more attractive anyway, so the discount wasn't really necessary. But for the average player, if you don't really need a Growlithe incense, and I just said that you shouldn't really focus on a Growlithe for your fire team, and Charmander, I think a lot of people have already invested in Charmander by this stage of the game. And then besides Vulpix and Fire type candy, which by the way you can get from the mission rewards from this event, it's really just the biscuits that you're buying from the Bundle L. I did give Dream Cluster S a value this time around, just to make the discount look a little better, but some people don't think Dream Cluster is worth anything at all because it's not the bottleneck resource in this game. Of course, if you want to maximize the use of your Dream Shards, for example with the Candy Boost features, then Dream Clusters could be useful to you. But if I were to remove Dream Clusters from this equation altogether, Bundle L is actually the worst value out of all 3 bundles. So in other words, if nothing here really attracts you, then you're really just paying 1500 diamonds for 1600 diamonds worth of great biscuits, which is not very good. Even if you were just flexing Vulpix, you just want to get it as early as possible, you can do it from missions, and Vulpix Incense is obtained from reaching Basic 2 on your Snorlax tier. It still doesn't make sense to get Bundle L. And you shouldn't have any fear of missing out either on the Fire type candies because you can get them from using 7 incenses and cooking 12 times in the mission rewards. So all in all, I think Bundle S or Bundle M are the bundles to go for this time around. It just depends on your account and which one you need more of. So let me know in the comments section below which one you're going to buy for this event. As for the rest of the mission requirements, it's really nothing too crazy here for the Fire type event. Just make sure you reach Master 1. I think most people should be able to for Taupe Hollow, unless you're brand new to the game, in order to get all these mission rewards. And don't forget to use 7 incenses. And if you do happen to forget to put on incenses, don't forget that you can use up to 4 incenses in a day, because you can use 2 incenses per session and you can do 2 sessions in a day. But if you can, hold on to some of those fire Pokemon incenses for the Entei event, because if Raikou event is anything to go by, using those fire incenses or any Pokemon incense will increase your event exchange items, like Entei mains. And don't forget to save some biscuits to be used for this event week, because if you want to complete the mission for 5 ingredient tickets, you'll need to be able to give out 15 biscuits. So besides the 7 bonus biscuits that you get, it means that you will need an additional 8 biscuits to feed. So you either spend some diamonds or you have some sleep points ready in order to feed those biscuits during this event week. Thank you for watching guys, don't forget to like, subscribe and join the channel.